Anna stood at the edge of the narrow road, staring at the old house that once belonged to her grandmother. The sky was pale, and the air felt still, as if the town itself was holding its breath. The house looked smaller than she remembered, yet heavier with memories. Its walls were worn, the paint faded, and the windows carried the quiet look of a place that had waited too long for someone to return. She had come back for one reason only. She wanted to sell the house. City life had become difficult, and the money from the sale could help her start again. She told herself this again and again, trying to keep her heart calm. This was not a visit of emotion. It was a task. Anna pushed the gate open. It creaked softly, as if greeting her after years of silence. The yard was overgrown, but one thing stood out clearly. The strange canopy still stood in the backyard, wide and strong. The fabric was stretched tightly over wooden poles, untouched by time. Leaves lay around it, but never on it. Even now, it looked protected. As a child, Anna had often wondered about that canopy. Her grandmother never gave a clear answer. She only smiled and said it was important. Anna had accepted that answer then. Now, standing here as an adult, the memory felt unfinished. She unlocked the front door and stepped inside. Dust floated gently in the sunlight that slipped through the window. The smell of old wood and dry air filled her lungs. The house was quiet, but not empty. The furniture was still in place. The small table near the window still held a cloth her grandmother had made by hand. Everything felt paused in time. Anna walked slowly through each room. She checked the walls, the floors, and the ceiling. She took photos with her phone, thinking like someone who needed to sell. She spoke softly to herself, listing repairs and values. But every step made her chest feel tight. Memories kept rising without asking permission. In the bedroom, she opened the wardrobe. Inside hung a few simple clothes, clean and neatly arranged. Her grandmother had always lived simply. She never liked waste. She believed that things had meaning, not price. Anna closed the wardrobe and took a deep breath. She reminded herself again why she was here. Later that day, she met a local agent named Paul. He had known the house for years but had never been inside. He walked carefully, as if respecting the space. "The house is old but strong," he said. "It can sell." Anna nodded. "What about the yard?" Paul glanced outside. "The canopy will raise questions." "It was my grandmother's," Anna said. Paul smiled lightly. "People will be curious. Strange things attract attention." After he left, Anna stayed alone. The sun was lower now, and the shadows in the yard had grown longer. Her eyes moved back to the canopy. Something about it felt different today. It felt closer, like it was waiting. She walked toward it slowly. The air beneath the canopy felt cooler. The light passing through the fabric was soft and calm. Anna felt her shoulders relax without knowing why. She noticed the ground beneath her feet was smoother here. Then she saw it. A small wooden door lay flat on the ground beneath the canopy. It blended with the earth so well that it could be missed easily. Her heart began to beat faster. She had never seen this door before. Not once, even in all her childhood years. Anna bent down and brushed away dirt and leaves. The door was solid and clean. A simple handle rested in the center. No lock. No sign of damage. Her grandmother had never spoken of this. Anna hesitated. A part of her felt like she was stepping into something private. Another part felt drawn forward, stronger than fear. She pulled the handle. The door opened smoothly. A set of steps led down into the ground. Cool air rose from below, carrying the smell of earth and something old but cared for. Anna turned on her phone light and took one careful step down, then another. The space beneath the canopy surprised her. It was not dark or messy. It was clean and organized. Wooden shelves lined the walls, filled with boxes. Each box was labeled carefully. Lanterns hung from hooks, ready to be used. A small table stood in the center. On the table lay several notebooks. Anna picked one up. Her hands shook slightly. The cover was worn, but the pages inside were neat. The handwriting was familiar. It was her grandmother's. The first page read in simple words that felt heavy. "This place holds what the world forgets." Anna swallowed hard. She turned the page. Each entry spoke of people from the town. Small moments. Quiet acts of care. Times when neighbors helped one another without asking for thanks. None of these stories were known outside these pages. Her grandmother had been recording them all. This place was not hidden for fear. It was hidden for respect. Anna sat down slowly, holding the notebook close. She felt a deep weight settle in her chest. The house above her was not just an old building. The canopy was not just strange cloth. Everything had a purpose. For the first time since arriving, Anna forgot about selling. Above her, the canopy moved gently as the wind passed. It felt like a breath. Anna realized that whatever she had come here to do, her plans were already changing. And she had only just begun to understand why. Anna stayed seated beneath the ground for a long time, holding the notebook in her hands. The quiet around her felt different from the quiet of the house above. This silence felt alive, filled with meaning. She slowly placed the notebook back on the table and looked around the hidden space again. Every box was labeled with dates and short names. Some labels were faded, others looked newer. This place had been used for many years. She stood up and opened one of the boxes carefully. Inside were letters, tied with simple string. The paper was old but clean. Each letter told a short story. A farmer who lost his crops but was helped by neighbors. A woman who fed children when no one else would. A man who fixed broken roofs without asking for payment. These were not famous people. They were ordinary, yet their kindness had been remembered. Anna felt tears rise, but she did not let them fall. Her grandmother had never spoken of these things, yet she had carried them quietly. Anna suddenly felt small, standing inside something much bigger than herself. She climbed the steps and closed the wooden door gently behind her. The light beneath the canopy felt softer now, as if it had changed. Anna walked back into the house, her mind full of questions. That night, she slept in her grandmother's bed for the first time in years. Her dreams were filled with voices she did not know but somehow understood. The next morning, Anna woke early. The sun was just rising, and the town outside was calm. She made tea in the small kitchen and sat by the window. She tried to focus on practical things again. The house still needed to be sold. That was the reason she came. But her thoughts kept returning to the space under the canopy. Later that day, Anna walked into town to meet people about the sale. As she walked, she noticed how many people greeted her. Some smiled warmly. Others nodded with quiet respect. It surprised her. She had been gone for many years. Yet they remembered her. An elderly shop owner stopped her. "You are her granddaughter," he said gently. Anna nodded. "Yes. She was a good woman," he said. "This town owes her more than it knows." Before Anna could ask what he meant, the man returned to his work. She stood there, feeling the words sink deep inside her. At the local office, Anna met another buyer. He spoke quickly, focusing on numbers and location. He asked questions about the house, the land, and future plans. When he mentioned removing the canopy, Anna felt something twist inside her. "It must go," the buyer said. "Strange things lower value." Anna did not answer right away. For the first time, she felt unsure about the sale. That evening, Anna returned to the backyard. She stood under the canopy again. She thought about her grandmother, about the notebooks, about the people in town. Slowly, she realized that the canopy was not strange at all. It was a symbol. It covered stories that mattered. She went back down into the hidden space. This time, she opened more boxes. She found maps, drawings, and plans. Her grandmother had been preparing something. There were notes about teaching, sharing stories, and bringing people together. This place was meant to grow. Anna sat quietly and read until the sun disappeared. She felt like she was having a conversation with someone who was no longer there but still guiding her. That night, Anna made a decision. She would delay the sale. The next day, she told Paul she needed more time. He sounded surprised but agreed. Anna felt relief wash over her. For the first time since arriving, she felt like she was doing something right. Days passed. Anna stayed in the house longer than planned. She cleaned rooms, opened windows, and let light return. She spent hours under the canopy, organizing boxes and reading stories. She learned more about the town than she ever had before. People began to visit. One afternoon, a woman stopped by the gate. She was nervous but kind. "Your grandmother helped my family once," she said. "I heard you were here." Anna invited her in. They sat beneath the canopy and talked. The woman shared her story, one that was already written in the notebooks. She thanked Anna with quiet emotion. More people came after that. Each carried a memory. Each spoke with respect. Anna listened, realizing that the hidden space had never truly been hidden. The town had always known, even if they never spoke about it openly. Anna's plan to sell the house faded further with each passing day. She began to see a new purpose forming. This place was not meant to be closed or forgotten. It was meant to be shared. One evening, Anna stood alone beneath the canopy again. The sky above was full of stars. She felt calm, yet nervous. She knew that choosing this path would change her life. Her grandmother had protected the past. Now it was Anna's turn to decide what to do with it. And the choice ahead felt heavier than any sale. Anna woke up with a sense of purpose she had not felt in years. The house no longer felt like a place waiting to be sold. It felt awake. Sunlight filled the rooms, and the air felt lighter. She stood near the window and looked toward the backyard. The canopy moved gently with the morning breeze, like a quiet signal calling her outside. She walked beneath it and sat on the wooden bench her grandmother had placed there long ago. For the first time, Anna allowed herself to stop thinking about money and plans. She thought about people. She thought about stories. She thought about why her grandmother had chosen this quiet town instead of a busy city. Later that morning, Anna went down into the hidden space again. She opened a box she had not touched before. Inside were small objects, simple things like a button, a ribbon, a broken watch, and a wooden toy. Each item had a note tied to it. The notes explained their meaning. Each object belonged to someone whose life had been changed by a small act of care. Anna held the wooden toy in her hand. The note said it was given to a child who had nothing but hope. Her chest felt tight. These objects were not valuable by price, but by memory. Her grandmother had understood something the world often forgets. Anna decided to organize the space better. She cleaned shelves, wiped dust, and arranged boxes in a way that made sense. As she worked, she felt close to her grandmother, as if they were sharing the task together. Time passed quietly, without pressure. In the afternoon, a young man named Leo arrived at the gate. He looked unsure but kind. He explained that his grandfather used to come to this house often. He had heard that Anna was back and wanted to say thank you. Anna invited him in and offered tea. They sat beneath the canopy. Leo spoke slowly, choosing his words carefully. He said his grandfather had lost hope many years ago. It was Anna's grandmother who listened to him, who gave him a place to speak freely. That simple act had changed everything. Anna listened without interrupting. She realized that this place had been a shelter, not just a house. The canopy was a sign that people could rest here without fear or judgment. More visitors came over the next few days. Some were young. Some were old. Each brought a story. Some laughed. Some became quiet. Anna listened to all of them. She began writing too, adding new pages to the notebooks. Her handwriting felt unsure at first, but slowly it grew steady. One evening, Anna received a call from Paul. He asked if she had decided about the sale. Anna looked around the house before answering. She saw open windows, clean floors, and a place filled with voices again. "I am not selling," she said calmly. Paul was silent for a moment. "Are you sure?" "Yes," Anna said. "This house has work to do." After the call ended, Anna felt both fear and relief. She had chosen a path without knowing where it would lead. But for the first time, it felt honest. The next challenge came quickly. The town council sent a letter asking about the property. They wanted to know her plans. Old buildings brought questions. Anna knew she could not stay silent forever. She spent the night reading her grandmother's notes again. In one notebook, she found a page marked carefully. It spoke about the future. It said that one day, someone would need to open the doors wider. That the stories should not stay hidden forever. Anna felt like the message was meant for her. The next morning, Anna went to the council office. She spoke clearly and with respect. She explained that the house would become a place for stories, learning, and quiet gathering. She did not use big words. She spoke from the heart. Some listened with interest. Some looked unsure. But no one stopped her. In the days that followed, Anna worked harder than she ever had before. She cleaned the yard, repaired broken steps, and painted walls. Neighbors offered help. Some brought tools. Some brought food. The house slowly changed, not into something new, but into something alive. The canopy became the center of everything. People gathered beneath it to talk, to listen, and to remember. Children sat quietly while elders shared stories. Laughter returned to the yard. One evening, as the sun set, Anna stood alone under the canopy. She looked at the sky and felt a quiet strength inside her. She understood now why her grandmother never left. This place was not small. It was deep. Anna knew there would be challenges ahead. Not everyone would understand. Not everyone would agree. But she also knew she was not alone. The house had chosen her as much as she had chosen it. And the story was far from over. The house changed slowly, but the change was clear to everyone. Each morning, Anna opened the windows and doors, letting fresh air move through the rooms. The house no longer felt closed or forgotten. It felt ready. The yard grew cleaner. The path to the canopy became smooth from many footsteps. The quiet place was now filled with soft voices and gentle movement. Still, not everyone felt comfortable with this change. One afternoon, a man named Robert came to see Anna. He was part of the town council and spoke in a careful tone. He walked around the yard, his eyes moving from the house to the canopy and back again. "This place is getting attention," he said. "Some people are asking questions." Anna listened calmly. "That is not a bad thing." Robert nodded slowly. "It depends. Some worry that gatherings may disturb the peace." Anna looked around. Children were sitting under the canopy, drawing quietly. Two older women were talking in low voices. There was no noise, no trouble. "This place brings peace," Anna said. "It always has." Robert did not argue, but he did not agree either. He said the council would return with a decision later. When he left, Anna felt a small weight settle in her chest. She knew this path would not be easy. That evening, Anna went down into the hidden space again. She sat at the table and opened a notebook she had not read before. The writing felt closer to the end of her grandmother's life. The words spoke of patience, trust, and standing firm without anger. One line stayed with Anna. "Kindness needs space, but it also needs courage." Anna closed the notebook and breathed deeply. She understood now that protecting this place would take more than care. It would take strength. The next few days were busy. More people came to visit. Some brought stories. Some brought questions. A few brought doubt. Anna welcomed everyone the same way. She listened before speaking. She answered with honesty. One afternoon, a group of young people arrived. They were curious, not sure why they were there. Anna invited them to sit under the canopy. She asked them to listen. An older man began to speak about the town many years ago, about how people once depended on each other more than they did now. At first, the young ones shifted and looked around. Slowly, they grew quiet. Something in the story held them. When it ended, no one rushed to leave. That moment mattered. Later that night, Anna felt tired in a way she had never felt before. It was not a heavy tiredness. It felt earned. She sat alone under the canopy and looked up at the stars. She wondered if her grandmother had felt this same tiredness and hope together. The next morning brought a surprise. A letter arrived from the council. It stated that the house could remain open, but only if Anna followed certain rules. There would be limits. There would be checks. There would be responsibility. Anna read the letter slowly. She felt fear rise, but she also felt relief. They had not said no. She agreed. The rules were fair. No loud events. No damage to the property. Respect for the town. Anna had never wanted more than that anyway. With permission in place, the house became something official. People began calling it a shared space. A place of stories. A place of memory. Anna did not choose the name. The town did. One day, Anna found an old photo hidden between notebook pages. It showed her grandmother standing under the canopy with several people around her. They were smiling, not at the camera, but at each other. Anna had never seen this photo before. Her grandmother had never stood alone in this work. Anna realized that she was now part of something passed down, not by blood alone, but by care. As weeks passed, Anna learned how to balance her new life. She still worried about money and the future, but help came in quiet ways. People brought food. Others offered skills. Someone fixed a broken fence. Someone painted a wall. No one asked for anything in return. One evening, Paul visited again. He looked around, surprised by the changes. "You built something here," he said. "I did not build it," Anna replied. "I opened it." Paul smiled gently. "That is harder." Anna felt proud, but also humble. She knew she was only continuing a path started long before her. That night, Anna returned to the hidden space beneath the canopy. She added a new notebook to the shelf. On the first page, she wrote a simple line. "The story continues because people care." She closed the notebook and placed it carefully among the others. Above her, the canopy moved softly in the night air. The house was no longer waiting. It was living. The house had reached a quiet balance. Mornings were calm, filled with soft light and gentle movement. Afternoons brought visitors, stories, and shared time beneath the canopy. Evenings returned the space to silence and reflection. Anna learned to live within this rhythm. It was not rushed. It was steady. One morning, Anna stood alone in the backyard, holding a cup of tea. The canopy stretched above her, strong and calm. She thought about how close she had come to selling everything without knowing what it truly was. The thought made her shiver. This place had waited for her, patiently. That same day, a letter arrived from the city where Anna used to live. It was a job offer. A good one. Stable. Safe. The kind of offer people wait years for. Anna sat at the kitchen table, reading the letter again and again. It promised money, comfort, and a return to the life she once knew. She folded the letter carefully and placed it aside. That evening, a gathering formed under the canopy. It was unplanned, as most meaningful moments were. An older woman spoke about losing her way and finding it again through listening. A young boy shared a short story he had written. People listened. People smiled. Anna watched quietly from the side. She realized that the choice before her was not between two places. It was between two ways of living. That night, Anna went down into the hidden space one last time before making her decision. She opened the first notebook her grandmother had ever written. The words were simple and clear. They spoke of beginnings, of choosing people over comfort, of trusting slow growth. Anna closed the notebook and sat still. She felt fear, but it did not control her. She felt hope, and it felt stronger. The next morning, Anna wrote a letter of her own. She thanked the city employer and declined the offer. Her hands did not shake this time. When she finished, she felt lighter than she had in years. Days turned into weeks. The house became a quiet anchor for the town. Schools visited. Elders taught. Young people listened. No one rushed. No one argued. The canopy became a symbol, not of the past alone, but of shared future. One afternoon, Robert from the council returned. He walked through the yard and watched people sitting together. "You were right," he said. "This place brings calm." Anna smiled gently. "It always did." Robert nodded. "The town wants to support it." Anna thanked him, feeling something settle inside her. She had not fought alone. As time passed, Anna added more notebooks to the shelves below the canopy. Each held new stories. She labeled them carefully, just as her grandmother had. She taught others how to listen, how to record without judgment, how to protect dignity. One evening, Anna found herself sitting beneath the canopy as the sky turned orange and pink. Children laughed softly nearby. Elders watched with quiet smiles. The house felt full, not of noise, but of meaning. Anna looked around and finally understood what her grandmother had known all along. A house can be sold. A space like this cannot. It belongs to everyone who cares enough to keep it alive. As night fell, the canopy moved gently above them all. It no longer felt strange. It felt like home. Anna closed her eyes for a moment, grateful for the path she had chosen. The story did not end. It simply continued, one quiet act at a time.